smart glasses on today, guys. So,
That's right. Likewise.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We're super, super happy that you could stop by and just come learn about retirement readiness with us. We are so happy to have Kai from Invest Health to kind of just take us through all the greatness of, being financially prepared. I know when I was traveling, like we were making so much money that I was like, I really wish I was better prepared for this. Like, I really wish that my money can make some money. I can make it do what I needed to do. So super, super near and dear to my heart, financial advisorship and just education. I don't think we have enough of that. I don't think anyone could ever have enough of that, right? So we are super excited about our event today. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Britt. I will be your trusted co-host today with Kai, and a little bit about the platform and about Trusted. The platform is Bevy, so I know this may be new for some people, but I'll go over it. It's pretty easy, pretty simple. If you're ever having trouble with your audio and visual, feel free to go back out of the event and come back in. And when you come back in, there's a little test that you can do on testing your audio and your visual. Do that, see if that works. If it doesn't, feel free to come back in the event. There's a little help button to the side here on the left. It's a little question mark. There are Bevy support people standing by the entire event to help you if you can't hear or anything like that. If none of those things work and you're still having trouble, just don't worry about it. Come back in if you can still hear or whatnot. But what we are going to do is we're recording this event. Some of our friends are still working or can't make it, or they'll hop on later. So we want to be sure that everybody has all of the information. So we will be recording everything and sending out after the event, along with the slides and the resources and the amazingness that Kai is going to share today. So don't worry, don't fret. We got you covered. And then a little bit about Trusted. If you guys are not familiar, Trusted is a healthcare staffing agency. And what that means is we place travel nurses and allied healthcare professionals in all 50 states. But not only besides travel nursing and allied healthcare professionals, we also have a ton of resources. So whether it's resource guides or events like these, live events that we're going to be hosting for Allied Week as well as Nurses Week. So please stay tuned and tapped in with us for those, as well as blogs, podcasts. We just literally want you to have a great assignment, but also just have a great life, a great career, and really stay connected with more friends, more resources, more education. So make sure you are tapped in with us, whether you are on our events platform, you've joined our community, or you get our newsletters. Whatever way, shape, or form, we just want you to join our community and be a part of our journey with you. So that's a little bit about all that stuff, all the back end stuff. I will be here the entire event. I'm Britt. I didn't allude to that. Sorry. I've been a nurse for 10 years. And I traveled for 5. So all of this is literally like up bread and butter for me. So we are good, covered on all the bases and assets here. So if you ever need anything during the event, feel free to DM me. I will also be manning the chat. So if you guys have any questions that you don't post in this Q&A, I'll float those over to Kai. We'll have a ton of time to, go through any questions that you have. So feel free, sit back, relax, get your pen and paper out, and we'll get started here. But thank you so much again for coming. And now handing it over to who you came to see, Kai.
Yeah, thank you, Britt. And big shout out to Britt, Trusted, for putting this on, for hosting this. Like she just touched on, Trusted definitely values and prioritizes their healthcare professionals and wants to, give them great tools and resources like this event, like the resources I'm going to send you after. Everybody that registered for the event will get 3 to 4 different resources, but those who join, stay tuned for the end. We're going to do a giveaway. Got 3 books to give away and got a all-inclusive pass to our Invest Health platform. So stick around, and thanks again, Britt. Also, a big shout out to Audrey and Jill Callan of Trusted. Great individuals. I've thoroughly enjoyed working with them, and great company, great leadership y'all have at Trusted to put this type of events on. Well, let's get started. All right, so I'm Kai Arnold. I'm a nurse, not a financial advisor, not a certified financial planner. I'm getting some credentials behind my name for financial wellness and financial coaching. more to come on that, but it's a passion of mine, and I can't wait to deliver some good value to you today. I've been a nurse for almost 10 years, just like Britt. 4 of those years I've been in hospital leadership, also operations in a telehealth startup. So I got a good experience across a number of different areas, number of different sectors in healthcare over my 10 years. So, and then as you see, I've helped hundreds of healthcare professionals, me, my business partner, and our CFPs on our platform. We've helped hundreds of healthcare professionals financially through our platform, through our courses, our coaching, and the community that we're building. So that QR code looks very blurry, but if you can access it, that is my LinkedIn. Look me up. Let me see if it works. It does. Look me up. Connect with me on there. If you don't have a LinkedIn, please get one. I can't recommend LinkedIn enough. Amazing people, trusted employees are all over it. Nurses that you can connect with, and it's your own personal resume. Cool companies that are starting up, that are hiring people like us soon, are looking for great nurses and all like you. So sign up for LinkedIn, connect with me today. I'd love to chat with you. Some housekeeping, presentation format. So around 30 minutes for a content discussion. It may not go that long. 15 minutes for Q&A. So we won't keep you the whole hour. Very casual presentation. As you see right here in the participation chat and the questions throughout. Britt's going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to try to keep an eye on it too. So very informal. Fire off questions at any point in time, please. We would love that. Questions are anonymous. I won't call you out by name if you don't want me to. Q&A at the end as well. So save questions for the end if you like, or throughout. And just a quick rundown of what we'll be covering. So intro, we're knocking that out now. Why financial wellness, and kind of what is your why, and tying that to financial wellness, financial independence. Some key concepts I want you to be aware of, and then a giveaway at the end. So why financial wellness? And I'll go back to our title slide, retirement readiness. I hesitated to call this retirement readiness because sometimes retirement gets the word retirement gets a bad rap. I think retirement means something different to everybody. Also, retirement is not an age. It's a number that you need to reach. A lot of people think, hey, once I get this age, 60, 65, 70, I'm retired. And that's not the case. And that's something I'll share with you today is this retirement is a number. But if you're like me, you're passionate about healthcare, helping people. Once you're retired, financially independent, no matter the age, we're all going to stay involved in healthcare in some form or fashion, give back to our colleagues. And, there's a lot wrong with our system. So we're going to advocate for a better system too. I know folks on this call feel that sentiment. So why financial wellness? Take a minute, look at these alarming statistics. I'll read them to you. I know they're right here on the screen, but 73% of professionals say finances are their number one source of stress. That's almost 3 out of 4 people that you meet on any given day say finances are their number one source of stress. Millennials, I imagine we have a lot of millennials on the call today. 95% of millennials are saving less than recommended. That's unbelievable. 69% of households have less than $1,000 in savings, and 72% of households do not have a financial plan. So here's a reason why we built Invest Health is because we saw a need. There wasn't enough of this information out there for nurses and healthcare professionals, and we wanted to fill this need. These numbers have got to reverse if we're going to change healthcare for the better and change our lives and our families' lives for the better. So what is our why at Invest Health? We're big on innovation, education, and advocacy. So one of our mission statements down below is we believe that by empowering healthcare professionals through financial wellness, we are contributing to a healthy future for patients and providers alike. I mean, you think about it. I'll go back to this slide for a second. If all this is true, which it is for a majority of your colleagues, that this is applicable to them. We're not showing up as our true selves for work, for our families, for our patients, and the downstream effects of that are very negative and not good. And there's a big push for financial health, or excuse me, mental health, decreasing the mental health stigma. And it's amazing. There's been a ton of work and effort around that. And I know a lot of healthcare professionals and organizations are seeing great progress. It's time to now shift to financial health. And there's a ton of data that correlates, negative financial stress with a negative mental health. So our why is to financially empower nurses and healthcare professionals for a better healthcare. We just got back from a Vive conference. It was in Los Angeles, what I was just telling Britt about. Vive is a health tech conference. Trusted is a health tech company, a health tech platform. They're building, this platform, and they're hiring nurses like Britt, hiring nurses like Audrey. They're doing great things. There's a ton of companies out there that aren't, however. So we took a trip to Vive, and all these nurses you see right here are advocating for nurses to have a seat at the table. As we innovate to create, better tools and resources for healthcare, we want nurses to be at the table. Ton of nurses we talked to there said, "Hey, if I didn't have financial security, I wouldn't have took a risk and joined this health tech startup. If I didn't have financial security, I wouldn't have gone back to school and taken on a ton of debt if I didn't know how to get out of debt quick." So we really believe if we do this right, if we financially empower the healthcare community, there'll be more innovation, more education, more advocacy. And we all want to advocate for better, staffing ratios and a ton of other issues that, the healthcare industry, price transparency. I mean, there's a number of different things that our hospitals and our healthcare systems can be doing better. And if we're financially empowered, we can make all this stuff happen. So this is our why. I want you to think about what your why is. Hey, if you're financially free, if you're independent, if you're retired, what's next for you? You'll see off to the right a workbook, and this is part of the workbook you're going to get as a resource after this event. But here's what I want you to start thinking about: what is your why, and what will you do when you're financially well, financially independent? I will learn blank. I will create this. I will travel here. I will advocate for this cause. I will spend more time with my patients, my family, so on and so forth. So you can see how financial wellness, really getting clear on your why, can lead to so many great things. The downstream effects are amazing. So I want you to start thinking about this, really get clear on this, and you'll be in a great position and far ahead of many of your peers. Not sure why that font is like that, but Ikigai. It's a Japanese term. I probably botched that pronunciation, but I love this image. It helps you think about your why, what you love, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, and what you're good at, and what all those intersect is your passion, and whether you're retired or not. These are what you're going to put your efforts towards. Is that middle section, that passion, that purpose. That's what that word stands for, is purpose in Japanese. So look that word up. Love this download. Print it out, put it on your wall. Really helps you to reframe your why and kind of outline your career path. Wealth is the ability to fully experience life. I love that quote. Henry David Thoreau. Ton of good quotes out there I could put on here, but that's a powerful one right there. All right, let's get into some key concepts I want you to be aware of. Saving versus investing. I talked to a lot of nurses, a lot of healthcare professionals who making a ton of money, made a ton of money through COVID, looking for different travel assignments to make money, and they're putting money in the bank, and that's good. But let's start thinking about investing too, and how to make that money work for you, and how to kind of plan for that retirement, for that financial independence. Sorry, the text is a little wonky right here, but I think you can still follow. Let's start with Bank Account Betty. There's 3 individuals right here. They all invest their money in a different vehicle. Bank Account Betty, she's got her money in the bank, in a checking account, sitting there. It's building up. It's all well and good. High Yield Hank, he's got his money in a high yield savings account, making a little bit of money. Stock Market Susan, she's got her money invested in the stock market. She's making 10% on her money every year. So let's say each of these individuals start with $25,000. They were given an inheritance. Great for them. I wish I had that to start out with, but they all started with $25,000. They didn't add another dime to it, okay? Let's look at each of them after 20 years. So bank account Betty, 20 years later, she's still got $25,000 sitting right there in her checking account. 20 years later, inflation is going to eat that up. You're not going to be able to to go out and buy next to nothing with $25,000 in 20 years. High yield Hank, he's making 1, 2, 3% on his money in a high yield savings account, barely right up under what inflation is doing, not making much at all. At the end of 20 years, he's got $30,000. But let's look at stock market Susan. She's investing she took that 25 grand seed money, didn't add another dime to it, put it in the bank, put it in the stock market and forgot about it. Bought a stock market, total stock market index fund, which we can talk about, and forgot about it. After 20 years, $168,000 by putting your money in there and forgetting about it. I saw the chat pop off. Send me some questions if you got questions on this, but I want to get this concept down. The power of compounding interest, the power of investing over saving. Here's another look at stock market Susan and what her money is doing over the course of 20 years. So right up here, top left, $25,000. That's her seed money that went in. You can see after, about 4 years right here, it's not doing too much. $25,000, it jumps up to 36 over 4 years. Okay, that's good. They made about $10,000 over 4 years. But look at where down here, closer to the bottom, where it really starts to compound. Look at years 17 to 18. $126,000 to $138,000. In 1 year, what is that? Made 12 grand in 1 year by not doing anything, by forgetting about her money, by just letting it sit there. So let's look over here, the compounding interest calculator. This is one of the calculators you're going to get after this call. I'm excited for you to get it and play around with it. I love calculators. Put in anything in the blanks, but don't mess with this far right tab, this expected value. I put instructions right here. But stock market Susan, current balance, $25,000. She's getting 10% on her money in the stock market over 20 years, like we said, $168,000 without adding anything to it. But now let's look at if we add money to that and we're investing all along the way. Okay. So look at compounding interest plus a high savings rate. So let's talk about savings rate really quick. Just some quick math. There's a little nuance to it, but I don't want to get bogged down in the weeds. Savings rate, a yearly gross salary of $100,000. If you save 30% of that in a year, your savings rate is 30%. Now, experts, financial professionals, they recommend a savings rate anywhere from 20, 25, and even 30% is an amazing savings rate. So let's say stock market Susan got that $25,000, put it in the stock market, and then every year for 20 years, she's adding 30 grand to it. Let's look over here. Expected value at the end of 20 years, 1.8 million. 1.8 million. And she's because of her savings rate, putting 30% of her money away for 20 years, 1.8 million. So I hope you're starting to see the power of compound interest. Play with this calculator, really start to see where your money is going and how it can make you money and how it can work for you. So what is your financial independence number? Now, take some notes. We're going to have a giveaway / little quiz at the end. So take some notes on these slides. What is your financial independence number? It's your total yearly expenses. That's mortgage, that's car payment, that's everything you need to live, groceries, entertainment, travel, everything you need to live times 25 is the amount you need invested in order to be financially independent. And I'll show you kind of how that is. So I got an example down here. $50,000, say $50,000 is how much you're spending each year on everything I just mentioned. Multiply that by 25. You need 1.25 million in an investment account in the stock market to be able to be financially independent, to be financially free. So yeah, if you any of my nerds out there want to kind of cross check this or know where this rule of thumb came from, it's the Trinity study, and that's also the 4% rule. So take a look at that. It basically says it determines that you can safely withdraw 4% of the principal each year and not run out of money for at least 40 years. And in many cases, much longer than that. So good rule of thumb. Again, there's some nuance there. You know, when you talk about inflation and different things, but I want this calculation to be top of mind for you. So really getting clear on your expenses and how you want your quality of life to be is important too. That way you can determine what your financial independent number is. Here's another way to look at it. So 1.25 million. Again, the 4% rule is a 4% withdrawal rate. That's $50,000 to pull from each year. So you got 1.25 million in the bank, or excuse me, in the stock market. You pull 4% of it out. That's $50,000. You can do that each year for 40 years, and you won't run out of money, and sometimes longer. So, like I said at the bottom, in this example, the goal would be to attain a liquid net worth of $1.25 million. Okay, so that font is tripping me out. So calculating your net worth, we just said we need a liquid net worth of 1.25 million in this example to be able to retire, to be financially free. So what is your net worth? How do you calculate your net worth? It's assets minus liabilities equals net worth. So there's another calculation for you. We know how to calculate your financial independence number. We also now know how to calculate your net worth. Assets minus liabilities equals your net worth. So what are assets? That's cash. We just learned before cash sitting in your checking account doesn't make you too much money or high yield savings, but it's still an asset. So assets are cash, any money in your 401k, 403b, Roth IRA, any money in your Robinhood or E-Trade, cryptocurrency. If you have real estate or a business, all these are assets. Your boat, jewelry, fine art, all those are assets. Is your house an asset? That's up for debate. Some people believe in renting, some people believe in owning. There's pros and cons to each. We can do a whole lesson on if your house is an asset or a liability, or if you should own versus rent. But at the end of the day, you got to have a place to live. So I don't count a home, my personal residence, as an asset because it's not liquid. I can't sell my house and then be financially independent. I'm always going to need somewhere to live. So a little nuance there. But liabilities, of course, credit cards, auto loans, lines of credit. And here's a good quote by Robert Kiyosaki. An asset puts money in my pocket. A liability takes money out of my pocket. And this is a cool, this is from his book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Just a quick look at the income statement and balance sheets and how assets put money, make you income, and how liabilities over here, you make your income and you got to pay for your liability. So you're going backwards at that point. I promise you, I did not pick this font. That's funny. Financial independence calculator. Here's another great calculator you're going to get. And you know what? I forgot I had this over here. So I can pull this onto the screen and kind of show you how this works. So again, here's our example of our yearly spending being $50,000. The safe withdrawal rate is 4%. So our FIRE number, our financially independent retirement number, is 1.25 million, right? Okay. Well, let's take it a step further and get some really concrete numbers down on how to get there. All right. So say we have $25,000 already invested in a 401k, somewhere in the stock market. We expect to get 10% on that money each year. That's what stock market historically does over the long term. And say we're 30 years old and we want to retire at 55. Or say we're down here in the results, this tells us we need to invest $830 a month or almost $10,000 a year to reach this goal. So very, very doable. you can see that again. Typically, we're programmed to think we were going to retire at 65, 60, 65, 70. Well, you put this money, you put this information in this calculator and set some goals, and you can see that you can retire much sooner than that if you follow these investments down here. So you need to save and invest $830 to hit 1.25 million by age 55. Great calculator, love it to death. Play around with it. I'm excited for you to get it. So mindful spending. We talked about. I'll go back a couple slides. So yearly spending, $50,000, and we talked about our total yearly expenses times 25. So $50,000 to me, that's a little low. I want to personally, I want to travel a little more. I want to be able to donate to a bunch of nonprofits and donate to healthcare professionals and invest in cool health tech startups that you guys will create one day. So I want a little more than that. So my goal is going to be a little bit higher to reach. So what I need to be smart about is mindful spending. What am I spending my money on now? Do I truly value it? So cutting back your spending can be difficult if you hadn't assessed your motivation behind buying these things in the first place. So here's some things to ask yourself before making a purchase. What is my reason for buying this? Is this a want or a need? Can I borrow or find a less expensive one, or wait until it's a need? How long until this purchase makes me happy? That's a good one to ask. And does it align with what I value? And that's the main thing to think about. Some people, value, you hear a lot of gurus say, these millennials and Gen Z, they're buying coffee every single day. They're never going to be able to retire. If you value coffee, get your coffee every single day, twice a day if you want to, but cut costs on other things that may not bring you value. If you're going out and shopping a ton or spending money frivolously elsewhere, spend money on what you value, cut costs on things you don't value. So that goes back to goal setting, really getting established what your why and your purpose is. Once you establish some goals and values, you'll start to see your spending through a slightly different lens, at least I hope. So I don't want to get too in the weeds on this because this is a mindful spending kind of exercise. This is the compound interest calculator you'll get. Again, it's a calculator, so it can be used different ways to see things. So you'll see over here, purchase options. So here's a couple of examples. Eating out, this is like over the course of a year, right? Eating out or meal prepping for a year. It's going to be a difference of about $5,000. Well, if you take that $5,000 and then invest it, at the end of 10 years, you can have $12,000. Let's get down here to a Tesla or a Toyota. The difference in those two vehicles are around $20,000. Well, hey, let me get the cheaper version, save $20,000, put that $20,000 into the stock market instead, and in 10 years, I'll have $51,000. So again, whether it's eating out or choosing cars, whatever you value, run it through the lens of, is it going to make me happy? Is it getting me closer to my goals? All right, and one kind of final, not quite the final thing I want to leave you with, but automating your investments. This could be a whole webinar on itself as well, and maybe we'll do something around Nurses Week or later on in the year. And come back to this because one of my favorite topics is one of the most powerful ways to make money and keep money. Like we talked about stock market Susan, she put $25,000 away, didn't think about it for years, and came out with $168,000. So if you can automate this process and forget about it, you won't even notice it's working, and you're making money in your sleep. Mailbox money is what they call it. So. Here's just a quick example. We won't get too deep into this either unless anybody's got questions, but this is a couple. It can be relevant to one person too, but make your salary. I hope you're investing in your 401k up to a match. That's pretty automatic. Then it gets dumped into your checking account, right? Well, what next? They always say to pay yourself first. And that's another concept that we don't have time for today, but pay yourself first always, 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 always. And by paying yourself first, that means paying your future self first. That means investing in you, investing in your family, investing in your future. So money hits the checking account, and then it automatically gets put into your emergency fund if you need to build it up, and it needs to get put into a Roth IRA. It needs to be filtered right into a brokerage account or to real estate. Always take money from your checking account and immediately invest it right off the rip. And then after that, your expenses. Expenses is always second. You're always going to find new things, new expenses. But if you set your goals, if you take the calculator, put in your numbers, know you need to be saving this amount of money each month, go ahead and do that first, and then match your expenses to what you have left. So second is expenses. Get all those bills auto paid off. Groceries on autopilot, on a click list, or a Target pickup. Automate all this. And then third is your personal spending. Anything left after you invest in yourself, after you pay your expenses, and then you have a little bit left for yourself to spend right there, however you value, like we talked about. And then again, over here on the left, this is going to be in the workbook I'm going to send you to, but a good breakdown and what ways to put some dates behind it and really see where your money is going and when. So automating your finances super, super important. Can't recommend it enough. Okay. All right. Let's do a giveaway. We're good on time. Oh, we're making great time. Any questions before a giveaway? All right. If you were listening, get your keyboard ready. So I'm gonna need you to write in the chat this is going back to a previous slide. What percent of individuals rank finances as their number one source of stress? Who remembers? Anybody? Gina wins. I will teach you to be rich. Let's go. Well done, Gina. Let me write your name right here. Gina, yeah, well done. Gina, drop your email address right quick, just in case. I'm sure it's on the registration list. I just want to make sure we capture it. If Britt, if you could capture that too, please, that'd be excellent. All right, number 2. All right, get ready. Gina, you could probably win a second book if you wanted to, but let's see if somebody else can get it. But hey, Gina, if you remember, let's go. All right, financial independence number. What's that calculation? How do you calculate your financial independence number? What's that calculation? It's blank times blank equals your financial independence number. Anybody? 25. Paul, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go. Unshakable, coming your way, Paul. Tony Robbins, I don't know if you've read this book, but it's a phenomenal book. These 3 books, I should have set the stage for this too. These 3 books, changed my mindset. Thank you for that, Britt. Yeah, Remit has a great show on Netflix. It really is. But these 3 books right here just changed the game for me. I hope they will for you too. We got one more to give away. All right, this is a pretty easy one. What's the calculation for your net worth? How do you calculate your net worth? Blank minus blank equals net worth. Gina's on it. Gina's going to get set for life. Scott Trench, he's a bigger pockets real estate guy. This is not this doesn't go too deep into real estate. It's more a general overview, but it's a real cool real estate book too. So highly recommend all this. Gina, we'll get you these, and Paul as well. So thank y'all for participating. After the call, we're not going to do it right now, but we're going to pick a winner and email after the call. Somebody's going to get a comprehensive, an all-inclusive access to the Invest Health platform. And that's going to include a comprehensive financial plan, a holistic report card, personalized action items, engaging financial literacy, and one-on-one coaching sessions I should have put that plural, coaching sessions with a certified financial planner. So super excited for this. Somebody's day is going to be made, years going to be made. This is going to be these books, this platform, going to be life changing for y'all. So very, very excited. Got time for a little bit of Q&A. Who's got any questions, any thoughts, suggestions? What you got? Thank you, Miss Yang. Anybody, anything?
We do have a few that came in before the event while everyone else on the event is chatting, thinking for a little bit. So we can go to those while you guys get those in the chat. We'll get to them as soon as
Yes.
you drop those.
Stocks versus real estate. Do I need to
There,
do anything with my 401k? Oh man, great questions. Love
look
them
at
all.
that.
All right. Stocks versus real estate. Um, Pros and cons to each, right? And there's a thing called risk tolerance and what you feel comfortable with. Stock market relatively low risky and it's pretty easy, right? We automate it like we do our 401k and a different brokerage account. Um, so historically, the stock market makes around 10% on any given year over the course of the long term. Real estate does make a little more. That's why people are kind of drawn to it. It can make 15%, 20%, 25% even. And so people are drawn to real estate. I'd say do both. There's different real estate strategies. There's a passive approach where, hey, if I have $25,000 or $50,000, I'm going to invest in a company that buys multifamily syndications. So that's a strategy. That's low effort. That's very passive. There's, of course, flipping, Airbnb. Those can yield you, much higher than 10%. But there's a lot of work that goes into it. There is risk involved. So I would say start with stocks, get familiar with that, and then start dabbling, into side hustles, real estate, different things like that. So, all right, let's see. REITs are great. REITs are a great way to diversify for sure. Diane, should you diversify? Absolutely. If you're younger, I don't think you need to diversify quite as much. Again, as you get older, you might want to put some in bonds, some in real estate, some in REITs to kind of spread out your risk over a bunch of different assets. But a good rule of thumb and what people say is when you're a little bit younger, you're free to kind of get zeroed in on 1 to 2 asset classes, and you don't need to diversify quite as much. Let's see. What thoughts on Bitcoin investments? Bitcoin, I imagine. Bitcoin super risky. I mean, I have a little bit in there. Just Coinbase, if y'all want to try Coinbase, but never. Crypto gets a bad rep because people are going crazy on that stuff, and it's so risky. It's unknown. Some say it's risky not to have any. I would never shy away from y'all trying anything, but never invest more than you can afford to lose. So start with $100 into Bitcoin. There's an app called Coinbase. Start with $100, watch it for a little bit. It's a good way to diversify, but I wouldn't put any more than 2, 3, 4, 5% of my portfolio into Bitcoin. Different IRA pros and cons. IRAs are amazing. Roth IRA especially. Highly recommend one. They, pros. They ton of pros. That there's so your 401k you can, unless there's certain instances you cannot pull money out of a 401k, right? But with a Roth IRA, anything you put into it, you can pull out without penalty. So I love a Roth IRA. It kind of doubles as a savings account in a way, and also it's post tax. So you can whenever you go to withdraw it at age 60, 65, 70, you're not going to get taxed on that again, which is amazing. 401k is pre-tax money. You're going to get taxed when you pull it out. That's a lot of nuance there to those. But yeah, Roth IRAs. I think the max is 7,000 a year. If you can max out a Roth IRA, I recommend doing so. Um, 401k is taxed at what percent and when you can pull out? That's all going to be determined on your tax bracket at the time. You know, when you start talking about 401ks and Roths, there's a ton of different tax strategy. That's kind of outside the scope of this talk and my expertise. I got a general knowledge, but when you start talking about, hey, you know, how should I diversify and how should I be pulling out my 401k? You know, there's a ton of different schedules to do that. Pull out a little bit of your 401k, pull a little bit out of your Roth IRA at retirement age. Different strategies to get real deep on with a CFP, a Certified Financial Planner, which we have on our platform. Good questions. Any more? These are good. These are good.
There is another one, but I'm not sure if it's in the scope. Is there an easy way to gather all the 401k contributions from all the agencies we've worked with in one spot?
Yes. Oh man. I try to remember a resource that I've actually met with the guys. Good people. I always like to, before I recommend stuff, books, anything. I always like to vet it out and make sure it's trustworthy. You know, that's why there's a issue of trust in the financial industry, and why people shy away from it. Is there are some bad actors, but there's a couple different applications where yes, it will pull. It does cost a little bit, but they'll pull all your 401ks together. They'll also advise you on how to roll those over into one account so you can watch them all in one spot. If you have several, I do recommend doing that. A lot of people do because it can be hard to keep up with different 401ks in different areas. It's not a bad thing, but easier on your mind, easier to manage. Definitely rolling it into one account is preferred many times. 401k, was I supposed to pick what to invest in, stocks versus index? Index funds, always. I would never recommend, not never, on a low amount, but always index funds for the most part. Individual stocks are just like Bitcoin in a way. They're very, very risky. But index fund covers a ton of different stocks. So if one stock tanks, you got a ton more that are propping up that index fund. So an index fund is just like a bucket of a ton of different stocks. Of all the stocks in the S&P 500, there's a stock called VOO. It's an index fund by Vanguard that has all the stocks in the S&P 500. It's amazing. But as far as your 401k, some plans are more limited than others. Some 401k plans only offer a few different options, and that's there's pros and cons to them. Talk with one of our CFPs. Talk with your financial advisor through your 401k account if you have one. You should. Sometimes they're hard to reach, and that's another reason why we started Invest Health. But yeah, different funds have different expense ratios, and this Tony Robbins book really talks about expenses of funds, the expenses of financial advisors. I recommend this book when you're thinking about what funds to invest in and what expenses I should be looking out for.
We have another question. What about a retirement health account? Do you recommend them? I understand you can will them to family or use the funds if necessary.
A retirement health account, maybe that's a HSA, a health savings account is probably what they're referring to. HSAs, I'm not quite sure the rules on rolling it over to family, but I do know there's a triple tax benefit to an HSA. Google that term, triple tax benefit, HSA, healthcare savings account. Definitely recommend those. A lot of employers don't offer them. I see them becoming more mainstream. If you have the opportunity to use a HSA, do it, but just kind of do a little research beforehand, because there are FSAs, which are flexible spending accounts that the money that goes into them at the end of the year, if you don't use it, it goes away. But HSAs stay there, build money. You can pull it out for medical expenses, years down the road. HSAs are amazing. They're one of the best investment vehicles out there, really. Which book were you just talking about? Tony Robbins, Unshakable. These are the three of the books I recommend all the time and love to give to people. Ramit Sethi, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, and then Scott Trench, Set for Life. Those are the books that we gave away and that I highly recommend. If you read those, guys, you'll be super ahead of a majority of your peers. And then, the whole goal of financial wellness, what I talked about at the beginning of the slideshow, is to lift your colleagues up, lift the healthcare industry up once you get financially sound. Financially well, healthcare industry is, and healthcare professionals are going to make a better industry and better people. I think it's important to invest in a financial advisor. Did you learn this all on your own? I learned this on my own. I learned it the hard way through books and calculators and piecing all this together. And that's one of the big reasons I launched Invest Health, is because there wasn't a good resource at our facility to point people to. So financial advisors, I recommend, and so does Tony Robbins in this book, flat fee financial advisors or financial professionals. So flat fee, what does that mean? That means, hey, I'm booking a call with you. I'm going to pay $75 to book a call with you. Flat, that's it. And you do that for 4 times a year is best practice. Every quarter, just touch base. Look at your spending. Look at how your money's growing, how your stocks are diversified, so on and so forth. Flat fee. There's no conflicts of interest. When you start talking about a financial advisor that's taking your money and putting it into funds under their umbrella, there's fees involved. There's there's good people that work in that are financial advisors. So I don't want to put down the whole industry, but there's a lot of conflicts of interest for financial advisors. So be aware of those conflicts of interest. If you ever need financial coaching or anything like that, make sure it's a flat fee and not a assets under management type situation. Great question. That's a real good question. One I'm passionate about.
There were a few questions regarding like account types and things to kind of jumpstart your retirement savings in the pre-form questions. A lot of people are kind of saying the same thing, like they want to catch up on retirement. They maybe have some debt or children or other things. And if there's any recommendations for types of accounts or types of things that they could kind of utilize to start retiring.
Yeah. So definitely, it's tricky when there's debt involved. And one of the questions I get a lot is, all right, I have debt. Can I invest while I'm paying off debt, or should I get the debt paid down first? That's a huge question. And more times than not, you're going to do better if you invest and pay off the debt at the same time. Now, that depends a little bit, and that's why on the resource I'm going to send you, there's a good breakdown about how you can outline the cost of that debt. And what I mean is the interest rate. So if, interest rate on a credit card is typically around like 18, 19, 20%. I mean, they're crazy high. If you have super high debt like that, it's best to pay it down. Pay that down first before you invest. Because like we learned a little bit, stock market typically returns 10%. Well, if your credit card is 20%, costing you 20%, you do better to pay that 20% down, pay that debt off first. Now, when you talk about student loans and debt that has an interest rate, your mortgage has an interest rate that's much lower. Definitely invest. So to jumpstart, get that debt paid off stat. Try to max out your 401k if you can. There's pros and cons around maxing out your 401k. You can max it out. It's over $20,000 where you can put in yearly. But try your hardest. I think the one bit we kind of covered it here, right? Get clear on what your expenses are and what you value. Set some goals, align them with your purpose, and then start putting money away. Not in a checking account though. So book a flat fee call with a certified financial planner. Get them to look over your plan. The workbook I'm going to send you after this is a good place to start, and you can fill it in or print it off and take it in. But that's a good place to start, and then have him tell you, hey, what should I be investing in the stock market? What funds? And a lot of times it's going to be an index fund. That's kind
Perfect.
of a long answer, but
It's a
it's
great,
so.
no, it's great. Does anybody else have any questions here? I have a few more, but I want to give time for everyone here. If you have any last minute questions, we are going to do one more giveaway. So would love to get those questions in beforehand. How much liquid cash should you have on hand?
All right, that's a great question. So liquid cash, that's what you're going to call an emergency fund, right? 3 to 6 months worth of your income. Okay, so if you're making, as a family or even yourself making $10,000 a month, then you need to have $30,000 to $60,000, ideally in an emergency fund. And that's easy, that's liquid, and that just sets you up. That's peace of mind. It's not making much money, no, but it's peace of mind. Things happen all the time. I mean, I went to the prompt care and I got a $500 bill for a COVID test. It blows my mind. I gotta fight that. But my wife's tire went out not too long ago. I mean, things happen. So they recommend 3 to 6 months of your income, your monthly income. So whatever you make a month, multiply that by 3, and that's the best place to start. Great question. Any more, Britt, on that?
I'm looking right now.
Any more from the audience?
I like this question a lot just because it's kind of real. I know we touched a bit on debt, but someone asked, is 37 too late to start taking care of your finances?
Not at all. Not at all. So this um, calculator I have here. Can you see my screen, Britt? So you can plug in. Can you see my screen, Britt?
Yep.
So you can plug in your age, 37, the age you want to retire, how much you already have in your 401k or anything like that, and then you can kind of see the if you retire at 60, that's fine too. 65, cool. But you can kind of see how much you'll need to be investing each month to hit your retirement, your FIRE number. So this calculator is a great place to start to see how much you need to be putting it away. It can be overwhelming for folks sometimes to see those numbers. They're big. They're high. But again, reducing your expenses to what you value. Start automating money into that account. That amount that you put into the calculator. Start automating that money. Take a couple of flat fee calls with a certified financial professional. And then you got this weight off your shoulder that, all right, it's a little bit in the distance, but I got a plan. I'm automating it. It's all well and good. And then you'll see at that point you'll start to get. All nurses are creative, right? Healthcare professionals, we're so creative, we're so resourceful. You're going to find other ways to make some extra money, whether that's picking up an extra shift, which I don't always recommend, or whether that's finding a part-time job doing this, that, or other, or building something on your own or with another team. Ton of different options out there. Once you got a plan, once you start automating things, get some goals in place. So don't get discouraged at if it seems out of reach or you hadn't got started at a certain point in life. That's an excellent question.
Do you like the index funds better than stocks? Is the question.
So index funds is a fund where it holds stocks. So let's take VOO. It's a Vanguard index fund. It's got every stock in the S&P 500, basically all the top 500 companies in the United States. So when you buy a share of VOO, you're buying 500 companies. You're buying 5 pieces of 500 stocks. When you talk about stocks versus index funds, you're talking about an individual stock versus an index fund, and I would never recommend putting all your money into an individual stock like Tesla or Facebook or Netflix or anything like that, because they can go under in a second. You never know, or they may not go under, but they'll remain flat for years, and they won't make you that 10% that you need to be making every year. So index funds have all the stocks in them, going to make you 10% on average over the long term, and it's very, very safe.
All right, guys, if there's no other questions, let's do this last giveaway and try to get you guys out close to on time tonight. Kai, did you want to ask another question for the Invest Health that's the last giveaway, right?
Yes, yes. For the financial planning for a year. Let me stop sharing screen. Get back over here. All right. So I gave you three resources that helped change my mindset, my trajectory. Three books, and because I want everybody to get them. I want everybody to get them because I want your mindset and your financial trajectory to be changed as well. So somebody hit me with the name of the three books that I recommended. A year of our platform access, certified financial planning, coaching, all inclusive. I lost the chat, Britt. Has anybody fired off in there?
No, come on, guys. Still got time.
I shouted them out a few times. I might have to do it again.
Even if you just have the authors' names.
Author helps too.
Lauren, you're the one that asked it before. You should have it down.
Which book? Ask another question. Somebody, Unshakable, yeah. Oh man, oh man.
Anybody got two?
I'll Teach You to Be Rich. And Diana's so close. Oh, the last one is kind of hard. Oh man, oh man.
We might have to go with Diane as the closest person. Unless you want to ask another question.
No, Diana and that Tilly. I'll both get you. Y'all responded. Y'all are trying. I'll both get you platform access, and y'all both be two winners. We can do two winners. But the last one is. Can y'all see my screen? Set for Life. Scott Trench. Amazing. So get those three books. I'm already going to mail them off to the winners. But if you didn't win, that's okay. You're going to get some resources, and you got the names of these books, so everybody wins at the end. So,
great job, guys! Thank you for participating. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight again. Thank you so much, Kai. That was amazing. I hope you guys learned as much as I did. I am ready to retire, so let's get it, guys. I'll be checking in on you guys. I'll be emailing you guys. So if you have some success stories, let's hear them. We're in it for the long game, so we got this. Just a little bit of encouragement, a little bit of budgeting, and we got it, right, guys? We will be sending out a survey in a few minutes that'll come directly to your email. So we would love for you to fill that out. If you found this information really great, then definitely fill it out. Let us know. If you want to hear more from Kai, if you want to hear more about other subjects or topics, this is how we get better and just provide more and better resources for you guys. So please fill that survey out for me if you can. Like I said, please stay tuned with our events. We're going to be having a live event in Los Angeles for Nurses Week, as well as 2 virtual events for Nurses Week to celebrate all the amazingness that we do. And like I said, stay tuned for Allied Week. If you guys have friends, get them into our community. And then also just stay tuned for all the great giveaways and things that we're going to also be doing. I will be sending out the resources, the slide decks, as well as all the information to our giveaway winners, as well as all of the handbooks and everything that Kai is going to share, as well as his information as well. The platform Invest Health, everything will all be in the email. Expected in a few days. We got to cut and do all the things for the video, but expect it early next week at the latest. But other than that, we are just honestly so grateful that you joined us tonight. We hope that it was helpful, and we hope that you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you so much. Awesome. I got you guys' emails here. Thank you. I will get that to you. Diane. Okay, perfect. I'm getting those, guys, so don't worry. We got Paul, we got Gina, we got Neptilia. I hope I was pronouncing your name right, love. Diane, we got you guys. And I also have your sign-ins and all that. So perfect. I'm glad. I have those as well, just in case. And then you guys will definitely have my email too if if you see me go missing. Don't worry.
Yeah, and I dropped my email in the chat, KyleArnold@investhealth.com. If you were one of the winners, shoot me a note. I got this written down. I know Britt does too, but that may help expedite this. Shoot me a note if you want. If you didn't win, shoot me a note anyways. If you got questions or anything I can help you with or point you in the direction with. Again, big shout out to Britt, the trusted team, great individuals, and look forward to doing this again soon with you guys, and hope to talk to you guys soon.
All right, giveaway winners, I got all your information. I'll send it to Kai. Don't worry. I have them all written down, so you'll get those books. Don't fret. And then everyone else, I'll be sending those resources as well. And Kai's email and everything will be all in the email as well. So don't fret. I'm literally an email away if you have any other questions too. And have a great night, you guys. Happy St. Patrick's Day if you guys celebrate. I hope you're feeling lucky. And yeah, have a great night.
Thank y'all.